The poor wee thing's lost control of her power. If we can't stop her, gold fever's going to spread like wildfire.
To put this plainly, Dragon Quest XI is the best RPG that I've ever played. Period. It's not just the best Dragon Quest game or the best game that I've played in 2018. It's the best RPG that I've ever played. I say this with the utmost confidence that Dragon Quest XI is better than Chrono Trigger. Better than both Final Fantasy VI and VII. And yes, even better than the amazing Legend of Zelda series. These aren't words that I put together lightly, because everyone who sits down to play this game won't have the same experience that I've been blessed with over the course of my playtime. When I first booted up the game, I was very happy to finally get to jump into this world that I've only seen from afar, waiting patiently for the game to be localized for a Western audience. It's a real joy that Square Enix took the time to make this a reality, given that the Dragon Quest series isn't generally well received by Western gamers. Though with that time, we got the premiere edition, one with English voice acting, and the Japanese didn't even have voice acting at all, and a handy and an amazing sprint function by holding down the right trigger. Now, I've been a fan of Dragon Quest for a very long time. As a kid, I received the original Dragon Warrior for the Nintendo Entertainment System when I subscribed to Nintendo Power during their promotion to help try and make RPGs bigger in the West. It was that game that both introduced me to the RPG genre, but also the one reason why I played Final Fantasy and many other games as a kid. Dragon Quest hooked me in early and showed me what was even possible with video games, and to this day I give it credit for my love of the genre. So is Dragon Quest XI a perfect game? No. But it's very close to perfect, and it really flexes its muscles and shows me what is possible in an RPG today. And so it's with that I want to present to you guys my review for Dragon Quest XI.
I'm sorry.
So first, let's talk about story. We're not going to be talking about spoilers, and to be respectful for anyone who is watching or listening to this review or is still on the fence, I won't be talking about any spoilers as much as possible. However, there's going to be a very emotional impact that is talked about in this video, as well as the various things that are shown on screen right now. So just keep that in mind. We are not trying to spoil anything, but if you're very spoiler sensitive, if you want to go in blind, perhaps come and check this review out at a later date, just in the case that we might accidentally, minorly spoil something. With that being said, I've played a majority of this game with my kids. There are some parts of this game that can be rather dark and scary. And thankfully for those parts, that's where I was up streaming the game late, or just kind of playing it for myself. For the vast majority of this game though, I was side by side with my kids, and I have to say that I love this fact. The cutscenes were so voice acted, and as a parent, there wasn't anything that I was worried about in regards to the characters saying or doing something that I wouldn't want them to do or then have to turn around and explain to my kids. Any context that could have been considered slightly questionable was left in the text conversations that my kids really can't read yet, and even if they could, I doubt they'd be following along as fast as I was reading it. So it's easy to say that and get the context from the story and move on, so I can really kind of summarize it later for them. But perhaps it's also the fact that as a father, there are several emotional beats in this game, and it took my breath away, and it actually literally moved me to tears. Literal tears. And it's not just once, but actually a few times. As I played through this game, I kept saying as if all the characters were competing for the best character of the game. And while everyone will come up with their own answers to this question, for me it's chalky. I enjoyed the characters so much, both good and bad and great in this game, and that's a rare thing for me to say about any game. I felt as if they were so well-rounded, hit their beats so perfectly, and the voice acting that accompanied them just felt so right. Despite that other reviewers have critiqued the various accents of the game, I felt that they actually enhanced the game and the world itself, bringing these characters to this interesting and fun space. I hope that the voice actors for this game really had a lot of fun playing these characters. The cutscenes were a joy to watch and kept me wanting to keep on going. Even if I was too tired, I didn't want to put this game down. What I was treated to was a story that moved me, and it will be the bar from which I judge future games. You might find some of the beats very traditional, and that's where the characters themselves shine out the most. This is a story about light versus darkness, good versus evil. That's the tradition, but what makes it magical, what makes it special, is all about the people that you meet along the way. The world feels more natural than even what Final Fantasy XV put out there. So, visually though, I have long wished for the visuals of Dragon Quest to be epic and real. In my mind as a kid, I visualized the world of J.R.R. Tolkien and other similar authors as having a dark and gritty aesthetic. Dragon Quest XI does not have one of those worlds, and it's something that I really actually appreciated more than I expected. More than even Dragon Quest VIII. The visual upgrade that has been made to this game is fantastic. As I played it, I was drawn into the beauty and I was truly lost in the world. Each area was brought to life in a beautiful way. The areas are large with lots of things going on at any one time. And sure, every now and then you'll see the same reused characters around the world, but that's a small annoyance overall. What we're gifted with in this game is a world that feels and really comes alive. Characters express themselves in fun and interesting ways, and at the end of it, it's all a visual treat to behold. I played this game on PC, and with a powerful system, everything in this world just popped. I didn't notice any frame jobs, janky animations, or screen tearing. The game is beautifully rendered, beautifully animated, and it has so much charm that you can't help but enjoy the visual adventure that your eyes are going on. The single greatest difference to me between what most other RPGs have compared to Dragon Quest comes in the form of visual enemies out and about in the world. This not only makes a difference and areas feel alive and populated, but it also allows you, the player, to avoid unnecessary encounters if you wish. While the game features its classic turn-based gameplay, this allows me to choose my encounters and level up when I choose and how I choose. As far as turn-based battles goes, as a father of three, I absolutely love them. This is a perfect battle system for someone who needs to be able to pause the game at any moment. The battle system is also great for kiddos who are learning video games. It doesn't add a lot of pressure to react. The focus is all about thinking and planning your next move. Now, while the game does offer Draconian Mode for players looking for more of a challenge at its core, Dragon Quest didn't offer me much of a challenge at all. As an experiment, I put my party into auto mode under the AI plan Fight Wisely, and clearing the game, having only to fully control my party a handful of battles at the end of the game. I didn't really need to do much grinding either, as only a few times did I feel underpowered. Now, if you take your time to explore this game's world, you'll be fed with enough gear that you really won't need to go grind gold to buy gear. But you really shouldn't buy gear, as all the crafting systems in this game are amazing. I hear it comes from Dragon Quest X, but since we don't have that game here in the West, I can't say anything that has really changed between 10 and 11. What I can say is I really enjoyed the crafting system in this game. While I'm no expert, I was always excited to find new recipes and gear, because I was always able to take a recipe and make something better than what I could buy, even if it's the same item. It was a fun distraction to the narrative of the overall story, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, one note of criticism that I can offer here is that while playing games with the controller, the keyboard and mouse support for this game is the worst option, and I felt it was tossed in because they were offering this game on PC for the first time. If you're going to play this game on PC, be sure you have a controller, otherwise it won't be as enjoyable of an experience. Just putting it out there. Now I have to say, Square Enix has made a massive investment in the voice acting in this game, and it comes off beautifully. I loved how each character spoke and how each of they had characteristics that I might not have noticed if they weren't voice acted. Great voice actors can really do that, and I felt the voice acting really brought them to life and made them feel real and allowed me to get to know them. It's not perfect, but it's incredible what they did. Now, as a longtime fan of the franchise, the classic sounds around the game I thought fit in perfectly. But I'm left wondering if for an audience who isn't as connected to the series, it might have been nice to offer more options so that they could do more with this game. While I enjoyed the music that the game had to offer, I didn't find any single track that stands out as the best for any one track, as for any reason for that. I won't be running out to buy the soundtrack for this game anytime soon. Now, I own many Final Fantasy soundtracks, but as it stands, I wouldn't pass that, on the Dragon Quest XI one, and that's just where I come from. I'm not saying it's bad, I just didn't find it memorable beyond the classics that were already offered at the beginning of this game. Okay, so putting it all together, wrapping this up. When everything is said and done, if you're still one of those who are on the fence about picking this game up, I cannot recommend it strongly enough to anyone who is remotely interested in RPGs. What you do need to do is either go out to Steam or add this game to your wish list from Amazon or some other source. You can do it for PlayStation or even PC. Dragon Quest XI is by far the best game that I've played this year, and one that I will continue to play for the foreseeable future. If you have kids or family, play this game with them. Depending on their ages, you might find some parts of this game a little dark, but the bright and vibrant worlds will be an experience that you can share and cherish together for many years to come. And as long as your kids aren't planning on taking the controller and throwing it into a bowl of water, then you could even maybe want to let them take control occasionally and play along with you. Dragon Quest XI is currently available for PC and PS4 and will be coming soon to the Nintendo Switch with further enhancements sometime in 2019. I fully actually intend to pick this game up on the Nintendo Switch so I can have more Dragon Quest in my life. Alright, that's it. That wraps up my Dragon Quest XI review. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you have had a different experience, you want to share your own thoughts and your own review for this game, let me know. Let's have that conversation. I always love hearing from you guys, what you guys like, what you don't. That's pretty much it for Dragon Quest. I might have one more video coming out on it soon, but that's just kind of where it falls. It's such a really good game. I highly encourage you pick it up, you play it, you support this franchise in the West. It's really one of the greats. But again, I might be just a little bit biased. I kind of consider this review more of a love letter than anything else. But that's it. I'm going to wrap up. Guys, I look forward to hearing from you. Hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Oh, excuse me. What's up, workforce? Chuck here, telling you, you should totally like, favorite, subscribe, share, dance, raise your hands in the air. I'm off camera. I'm off frame. I'm new at this. Hey, listen. Yes. You haven't hit that subscribe button. You totally should. I recommend it. Chuck approved. Anyway, also, thanks to all the Patreons. You're in the corners. Whoa!